Hey guys, Fusebox here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm going to take on a rare that we all know is good. Uh, I haven't gotten around, there are, 600, maybe 600 plus at this point, heroes. When it comes to rares, there's really about 10, maybe a dozen that really and truly are like amazing heroes. And arguably, this could be the best of the best. There are definitely two or three that would make the top of my list. Reliquary Tender would be one, Bellower would be one, but really, for a rare, ColdHeart. Uh, man, ColdHeart is absolutely amazing. She's a legendary. She's a legendary hiding as a rare, and we'll show you why she's so amazing. I know that you probably already know a few things about her. Obviously, she can hit hard. She depletes turn meter, but I know she's a void, but she's a void rare. I'm not saying I have one of my 3 accounts. The mid-tier account still does not have a ColdHeart, so it is possible that you could go a while without getting one, but she's not that hard to get. Every time you're pulling for voids, she's at least one of the rares. There's only a finite amount of rares in that group, so pulling her is not all that bad. But when you pull her, you should be excited. You notice I have 2 of her. There are only a few heroes in this game that I 100% suggest building out more than one. You might be tempted to build so many, but honestly, most of them do their job, and then you need other heroes around them. ColdHeart, she's kind of an exception. Royal Guard is another exception. Having a couple of these on your team could literally just pound through the spider in a few moves. You combine them with somebody like Renegade, who can reset their abilities. Even better if you have the more high-end characters that can reset abilities. They just take their big max HP damage and they just end the fight. They end it. They make speed runs easy. On Fire Knight, when you go into the Fire Knight's castle with 2 ColdHearts, you got 2 heroes that can do 4 hits on their A1, and as soon as the shield drops, they just start slamming into him. But let's not ignore the other things she does. Let's look at her skills, and then we'll talk about her build. Her A1, not what's always talked about. It's a 4-hitter for Fire Knight's castle. This is amazing. 2 ColdHearts can almost take down the shield instantly with 8 of the 10 hits needed. Now, each hit has a 25% chance, that buffs up to a 35% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction. Now, this is 4 hits at random. If you are on the Spirit Keep, all 4 hits go in, and each one has a 35% chance, once she's booked, of placing a 100% heal reduction. It's a two-turn reduction. That's a really good chance. That's 4 shots at an average chance, which adds up to be a pretty good shot at putting heal reduction down. This also works. She's not really an arena champion, but it does work there. It works in Doom Tower, Faction Wars. Now, Art of Pain, another one that really, because of her A3, nobody talks about these moves. But she attacks all enemies. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. We're going to talk about these as if they're booked, because she's one of those champions that is 100% worth booking. Go all in on her. You're never going to regret it. At the end of the game, when you have all these amazing legendary heroes and epics, you're still going to love your ColdHeart. Trust me on this. So she attacks all enemies with a 30% chance, 35 when booked, of placing a 50% decrease accuracy debuff. Now, on spiders, decrease accuracy is way overlooked. Now, this is not an amazing chance, 35%, but it is on all of those spiders. Somebody like Sylar can do this better, but at least this is, we haven't even gotten to the good part of her kit, and she does have this. It also places a poison debuff for 2 turns if they're under that heal reduction from her A1. If you're early game, she is not a clan boss hero, but if you're early game and have her, she does slam the clan boss hard, and then with this move, if you land that heal reduction, she does add some poisons. Again, she's not a clan boss hero, but she can do a lot of good for you early game, without a doubt, if you don't have all those amazing champions that you want. There's nothing wrong with her A1, her A2, a 4-hitter that, if you give her the right masteries, can be reducing turn meter, by the way. A chance to poison, a chance to decrease accuracy on everybody, meaning that they can't poison you or they can't stun you. They have a less chance of stunning you. And then the moneymaker. This is why everybody loves ColdHeart, and there is good reason for that. Heartseeker. You book this up to a 4-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy, decreases their turn meter by 100%. This is just as good as the amazing damage it does. This is why she's so great for spiders. You're trying to keep that spider from taking those turns, doing horrible damage to you and healing herself. Well, this puts her right back down to 0. It works great in so many places. In Doom Tower, on the Scarab boss, keeping their turn meter at 0 every time this comes around. It has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit. This is important. We'll talk about it when we look at her build. Because of all of her moves, this is the one that does damage. You want this to crit, but you don't have to worry about building her to 100%. You're going to want to build her to at least 70%. This leaves you more room to build extra crit damage. It's definitely a great way to help you get more damage out of her. It is based on enemy max HP and attack. Typically, when you see these in brackets, the first one is the most important one. I can't break down the science on it. I just know that almost every time you see something based off of 2, the first one is the most important. Either way, this hit does damage, and the bigger the HP pool, the more damage it does. So you'll be doing great on Spiders 15, but when you get to Spiders 20, she's going to be slamming this guy. So you do want to book all of these. You want the cooldown here. Let's be honest. To get what you really want out of her, the A3 is the most important to book. It really is. But she's too good of a champ to pass all this up on. Yeah, to me, that is definitely an opinion, but she's way too good to pass it up. Just take her all the way. You're going to use her. You're going to use her through the rest of the game. I don't see a day that she is not in some part of the meta. So that's how good she is. Now, when you build her, look at this mess, right? I mean, come on. It's like you woke your first grader up, said it's time for school, and let them get dressed themselves. What a weird setup. There's no real... I do have one set helping me get crit rate. But in the end, the sets just don't matter. If you have the perfect gear in Relentless to help get back to Heartseeker, of course, that's great. The perfect gear in Reflex for the same reason, that's great. Any good set is definitely going to be amazing. But in the end, it is literally about getting the most you can out of her. That comes down to hitting at least 70% crit rate. You don't have to worry about 100 for that Heartseeker. 70%. And then putting all your efforts into getting really high crit damage. The more the merrier. You can definitely add attack to her. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to get your damage based on max HP from extra crit damage and making sure that you crit that Heartseeker every time by hitting at least 70%. Now, I have 2 ColdHearts. One is built in a destroy set, which actually kind of, I was forced into a set. She's not built as strong as this one, but she's built correct. She's fast. She has accuracy. This one is fast enough. It's all about that damage for me. Her accuracy is actually a little bit low. I have 2 of them. The other one is well over 220. I would suggest trying to hit at least 220 for most of the content you're going to use her in. And then the other one is for Doom Tower. You may want far more than just 220 to guarantee that she gets that turn meter reduction. You do need accuracy to reduce turn meter. So that's super important to know. When you're building her, make sure she's quick. Don't let her be slow. Go for 220. I know I'm saying that with 203, but I have multiple ColdHearts for different uses. We'll show her off. The odds are it will land, but you want to be safe. You do want to be safe. I'm trying to push this crit rate up so that this one can do really big hits. I need to pay attention to that speed since I have 2. By the way, guys, when you do build more than one of each hero, the new patch coming this month, they're going to let you mark each one of these heroes, you can use symbols, numbers. I could call this ColdHeart 2, this ColdHeart 1. I could put a heart on this one, a star on this one. There's going to be a way to mark your heroes coming this month, I suspect right around the 16th, that will let you actually, when you're going through your roster and building a team, you'll know which is which. Super good thing. It's needed. It's really needed. If you have multiple, I've got multiple Cold Hearts, multiple Royal Guards, and every time I have to check their speed, decide which one's the good one. Definitely gonna be helpful. So the one I'm looking for is the slower 177. Okay. Well, let's start taking her into some places. This is Fusebox. So I actually have a completely different team. So let me set up a team with ColdHeart on it, maybe multiple ColdHearts, and we're gonna show off what she can do. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm not gonna take in my very best. I'm not gonna bring 2 ColdHearts, 2 Royal Guards. What we're gonna do is we don't want to be here forever, so I am bringing an extra Royal Guard. He does increase attack in all dungeons. It's gonna help my ColdHeart show off. It's gonna help him show off. Bring a miscreated monster. This is like his place. In spiders, he can throw up probably the best shield in the game. Because there's so many spiderlings, he does so much damage. At Stag Knight, we're going to go ahead and debuff the spider just so that we can see what's going on. Now, don't forget, ColdHeart, she is the Void Affinity. That means you never have to wonder about where you're taking her. I would like to mention on the build, we'll go over it here in a minute and look at her masteries. You don't go straight. I definitely put HP onto my ColdHearts to help them not be the target all the time. In this case, one of them likely will be the target unless Royal Guard is. But we're gonna slow this down. We can just let this run. But I tell you what we're gonna do is kind of walk through this. Let's put a shield up, massive shield. That's what he's good at. Now we don't want this turn meter to go all the way up. We don't want that spider taking a turn. So we're gonna use Heartseeker on this is our weaker ColdHeart. Turn meters at 0. We're starting back over. Now we're gonna save this one for a turn or two, and let's just hit all the enemies. Chance of decreasing accuracy, we hit 3 of them with that. Whoever they attack, less chance of putting up poison. Now let's take down the defense on the spider, put the attack down on everybody. Let's let Royal Guard take his big slam. So he's gonna hit. We got 1.2 million roughly. Now we're gonna start taking our hits. Let's put allied protection up, kind of help everybody survive. Go for some more decreased accuracy for survival. Now here we can take this right back down to 0. This is our stronger ColdHeart. Royal Guard hit for 1.2 million roughly. 1.3, almost 1.4 million. She can hold her own up against an epic, and the only way she's getting beat is by the only legendary with HP damage, and that would be Septimus. She's absolutely amazing. So let's slow this spider. We're worried about that turn meter. We're going to slow it down. Decrease speed on a couple of the spiderlings, hopefully. And now if we can get back to those moves often enough, we're going to win strictly by our ColdHearts taking the turn meter down and taking the health down, right? So her A1 also has, because of my masteries, Evil Eye, I can take that turn meter down further, helping me get back around to my moves. And this one's taking a beating. That's my fast one, so she's probably my weaker one. If somebody's gonna die, it's gonna be her. So here we go. Let's keep this spider as slow as we can. Put this shield back up. Save that other ColdHeart. And now we're just trying to get back around to her one more turn. It looks like the spider may actually get a turn on us. We should have brought Armiger. But we're going to go ahead and go for this. Decrease accuracy. We'll try to keep those spiderlings from putting up poison. Make sure everything's got less attack, less defense. I don't know. He doesn't have Evil Eye, so this is going to get... So the spider healed, but not a big deal. As hard as these 3 hit, we're going to get right back around to it. So here we go. Our takedown with the defense down. Royal Guard, again, almost 1.1 million. We'll go ahead and start going in with our Heart Seekers here. The weaker one, she's under 1 million. Again, she's in a destroy set. You see, we're taking the max HP down up here. That's she's made for Doom Tower. Now one more move, and we'll get our big hit again. Matter of fact, let's just put this on auto at this point. You get the idea. You can control that turn meter. We're about to lose one of them. And there's that big hit, 1.2 million. And at this point, we could probably take it down with some A1s. But if we're lucky enough to come back around to any of those big max HP moves, the spider's dead. It would not have taken 3-4 minutes. I just wanted to show what she's doing, especially with 2 in here, what they're actually accomplishing with their moves. So spiders is clearly, if you don't have an HP burn strategy, she's 100% not viable. She's important. Being able to control that turn meter is super important on the spider, and do that big slam. The spider has a ton of health, so it's a lot of damage you do. So this is definitely one of her places right here. Royal Guard as well is very good in here. He actually does damage to the spiders as well. If you're able to fit him into a stun set, that big takedown can actually stun some spiderlings along the way. But now we're just going for the kill, and we'll get out of here. There it is, Royal Guard. So I mean, you see Royal Guard, he's hitting AoE with his HP max move, and still we kept up with him almost with our strong ColdHeart. Now, if you're struggling, I'm telling you. Now let's just real quick go to this faction keep's not open. Faction keep, potion keep, whatever. Let's do Fire Knight. Let me put in a double ColdHeart team real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. Basically, we're going to count on Seal the Drakes to either heal or revive the whole way, because this is kind of a weak team. One thing we should be just fine, because the affinity should make them go after Seal before they go after ColdHeart, unless she takes a lot of damage. But remember, now these ColdHearts can break this shield down quick. I took a lure out because if he throws the shield back down, 2 ColdHearts should be able to put heal reduction on him. So when he throws the shield back down, he will not heal, and then we'll just tear it right back down. At least that's the idea. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. We're going to leave this on auto, speed it up. As far as waves, there's not a whole lot to see. We're just gonna kind of squash through waves, try to get to the boss, and then the idea is we have 2 4-hit A1s. Actually, we have 3. We've got Kratraxa in here too. So in one round, we're able to do 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hits in one round of our guys. So that shield has no chance of staying up. Now, if she lands Heartseeker at the right time, we may be able to keep that shield down. If she does not, we're going to tear right back through it and hopefully get the advantage of her putting out heal reduction, which means we're not worried about the shield going back down. This is like if you don't have a lure or you're unable to keep that shield down 100% of the time. So this is a team that can tear it right back down, do huge damage to the boss, keep him from healing when the shield goes back up. It's definitely a unique way of playing it, especially if you don't have armor, allure, whatever it is that you need to keep that shield down 100% of the time, which if they actually land their moves right, they may be able to do on their own. 2 ColdHearts. It's kind of RNG. I just saw one of my Heartseekers go out, so hopefully the other one will be ready and then they'll stagger. That would be ideal. But here we go. We're at the boss, a minute and a half. We've already tore the shield down with this move. Now we're hoping for a Heartseeker. Might not get it, but our A1s are taking some turn meter down. There went one. So it looks like we may actually get through this by staggering Heart Seekers. Yeah, there we go. There was the other one. Now, if we're fast enough and we do have slow on the boss, that slow is going to make sure that we get back around, hopefully, to another Heart Seeker. There we go. If that was a Heart Seeker, that 200 accuracy, that's why you want 220. It did not take down the turn meter. But no problem. We have heal reduction up. He can throw that shield down. We'll tear it out. Look at that. The shield's gone before I can even bring up the sentence. And now we're going to... He didn't heal. We tore right through him. That's a pretty quick team. That was actually the best time. Yeah, I wonder if that was a tie. But this is my fast team, by the way. It's 2 ColdHearts running through there. I've done variations of it. But she is absolutely brilliant on spiders. Absolutely brilliant on Fire Knight. Those two are just undeniable. The Spirit Keep, she has that heal reduction on her A1. Any of the potion keeps, just bringing in that big damage, decreasing accuracy. It's just a great combination of moves. Doom Tower, I've showed it before. And matter of fact, Doom Tower just reset, and I have not pushed one single thing. But the Scarab boss, she's a part of keeping the turn meter down, and in that destroy set, she does all the work for me. By 3 moves, by 3 Heart Seekers, his HP, that purple bar above the Scarab boss, is gone, and I'm slamming right through him. She's absolutely Faction Wars. She's brilliant in Dark Elves, and they're not open today. But you can take her affinity. You can take her anywhere you want. You can run her anywhere you want. And I'm not going to sit here and put you through Dragon, but she's great on Dragon. You usually need a Poisoner on Dragon, but bringing a ColdHeart or a Royal Guard does speed that run up, because he does have pretty big health by the time you get to stage 20. They do a huge hit. There's no turn meter manipulation. That's why I wouldn't really go too crazy about it. And both of them can do really good damage on ice golems. Sometimes it's risky. If you hit really hard before you've killed the ads, you're going to take that retaliation hit, and it's going to really hurt. But for a speed run, a lot of the really speed runs, the fast speed runs on ice golem, they're risky. They're not 100%, and they're kind of risky. But they definitely are viable there. You just know that you're taking that risk of getting that big hit before you've killed the ads. And anywhere else. I mean, ColdHeart, really and truly, she is a legendary in a blue frame. How did I build her? Crit damage gloves, because she only has to hit 70%. What you're looking for is crit damage gloves if possible, crit damage necklace if possible. This would be better if I put a 6-star on her, which since this is not a part of a set, I surely could do. And then, why is this weird piece on her? Because it has a triple roll on crit rate. I'm trying to get that 70% crit by rolling crit rolls on this gear. Obviously, speed boots to make sure that she's usable. I try to get extra accuracy. You could tell that I was really pushing my damage numbers, which made my accuracy suffer just a bit. I've got crit damage of 4 roll. Look at that. It's one of my very rare quad rolls. If you get a quad roll on crit rate, crit damage, speed, an attack percentage, or a defense percentage, that piece of gear, I wish you could lock it. I wish you could lock heroes in this game. I wish you could lock gear. A quad roll is like the holy grail. Now, speed would probably be a little more exciting, but I've got a double roll on crit damage, more speed, crit damage, crit rate. This crit rate set here actually helped make sure that I beat 70 on my crit rate, and I just took all the crit damage I could get. That's really it. Now, you do got a couple options on Masteries. Clearly, I needed to push my accuracy. Again, Evil Eye, my favorite mastery in the game. Master Hexer, all there is Sniper. Maybe a better chance at landing those oddball poisons, and heal reduction would make plenty of sense. Master Hexer is kind of for the same reason. If I land heal reduction, I want it to last. So that's just a call you can make if you're going down the accuracy tree. I'm not real big on needing her to do like her retribution or deterrence, getting those counterattacks. She's not really in need of this tree, in my opinion. But you can always use it. There's nothing wrong with it. Her A1's not that strong. Now there's flawless execution as your end goal. It's either going to be flawless execution or Helm Smasher. Helm Smasher makes plenty of sense. Sometimes you'll hit a little bit less, but sometimes you'll hit quite a bit more. Ignoring 25%, when this procs, that's going to hit hard. So if you want to see, I think I was hitting for 1.3 million or something. If you want to see something hit right closer to 2 million, you can take Helm Smasher. Your runs won't be 100% as consistent, but I promise you it's going to pan out good. And matter of fact, is there a free roll? I don't have a free reset, but I honestly would not mind having Helm Smasher. The further you get in the game, the more you'll tend to go that way. Cycle of Violence is great. Trying to get back to her Heart Seeker. It's really what it's all about. I did speed her up if and when she kills anybody. This one, Blood Shield, I think I only took it because I was going for flawless execution. This was my first ColdHeart, and I used to always go for flawless execution. I just liked that guarantee, and you may too. But I do kind of like Helm Smasher these days, in which case I would have took Kill Streak and went down into Helm Smasher. And then I just took the basic damage tree that you almost always will take. She's amazing, guys. Yeah, you could pick out a few different ways to build her. You might take Life Drinker and just stay to the left and then pop right here and take Helm Smasher. There's a lot of ways to do it. But I do like Cycle of Violence because it is really all about that amazing A3 she has. That's it. Simple kit, 3 moves. There's a lot going on here too. It's ignored because this is such an amazing move. So guys, I'm going to try to keep it short. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got a ColdHeart, congrats. I'll take any subs, any support you can give me. Leave me a comment. Is there a hero that you want to see? Leave it in the comment. Let me know who you want to see. If I have them, I'll show them. If I haven't built them out, I'll start working on building them out. I have a small base at the moment. I'm new. That means I can focus more individually on everybody. So if you got any questions, go ahead and throw them down there. Thanks for sitting through this whole thing. Like, subscribe, comment below if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it for the rest of eternity. And until next time, enjoy the grind.